Once upon a time, in a lush and vibrant meadow surrounded by tall trees and blooming flowers, lived two remarkable spiders, Incy Vinci and Itsy Bitsy. Though both were small in size, their personalities and adventures were larger than life. This is the story of their rivalry, friendship, and the incredible journey that brought them together. Chapter 1, The Beginning. Incy Vinci was known throughout the meadow as the most ingenious spider. With a passion for invention and discovery, Incy Vinci spent days weaving intricate webs that were not only beautiful but also functional. From tiny pulley systems to elaborate traps, Incy's webs were marvels of engineering. Itsy Bitsy, on the other hand, was a spider of simple pleasures. Famous for climbing up the water spout, Itsy loved the thrill of the ascent and the feeling of accomplishment that came with reaching the top. Itsy's determination and resilience were legendary, having faced countless rain showers and still persevering. Despite their differences, the meadow was large enough for both spiders to live their lives without crossing paths. However, fate had other plans. Chapter 2, A Chance Encounter. One sunny morning, as Incy Vinci was working on a new contraption designed to collect dewdrops, Itsy Bitsy was nearby, preparing for yet another climb up the water spout. As Itsy made its way up, a sudden gust of wind disrupted both spiders' activities. Incy's delicate web apparatus was blown apart, and Itsy was knocked off the spout. Both spiders tumbled into a small clearing, landing in a tangled mess of silk and legs. As they untangled themselves, they came face to face for the first time. "Watch where you are going," exclaimed Incy, frustrated at the damage to the web. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to," replied Itsy, brushing off bits of web. "I was just climbing the spout when the wind caught me." Incy's irritation softened as curiosity took over. "You're the spider who's always climbing that water spout, aren't you?" "Yes, that's me." "And you must be Incy Vinci, the famous inventor," said Itsy, recognizing Incy from tales heard around the meadow. Their initial irritation faded, and soon they found themselves talking about their passions and dreams. Incy shared ideas about new inventions, while Itsy spoke of the thrill of reaching new heights. They discovered that despite their different interests, they had much to learn from each other. Chapter 3, The Great Challenge. Their budding friendship was soon tested when word spread that the meadow's largest and oldest tree, a towering oak, had developed a mysterious ailment. Its leaves were withering, and the creatures that depended on it for shelter were worried. The meadow's wise old owl called a meeting, where all the animals gathered to discuss how to save the oak tree. Incy Vinci and Itsy Bitsy attended, sitting among the crowd of concerned critters. "We need to find a way to diagnose and cure the tree," the owl said. "But the tree is so tall and vast, we need someone who can navigate its heights and someone who can analyze the problem." Incy Vinci and Itsy Bitsy exchanged glances. It was clear what needed to be done. "We can do it," Incy said, standing up. "Itsy can climb the tree and collect samples, and I can analyze them to find a solution." The crowd murmured in approval, and the owl nodded. "Very well. Incy Vinci and Itsy Bitsy, the task is yours." Chapter 4, Climbing the Oak. The next morning, armed with a small satchel of tools and a lot of determination, Itsy Bitsy began the climb up the massive oak tree. Incy Vinci stayed at the base, setting up a small laboratory with equipment to analyze the samples Itsy would bring down. The climb was arduous. The oak's bark was rough and uneven, and the height was dizzying. But Itsy Bitsy was undeterred, using its small size and agility to navigate the tree's twists and turns. As Itsy climbed, it collected samples of the bark, leaves, and sap, placing them carefully in the satchel. Hours passed, and the sun began to set. Itsy finally reached the top of the tree, where it found a cluster of leaves that looked particularly unhealthy. Carefully, Itsy took a sample and began the descent, eager to get the samples to Incy Vinci. Chapter 5, The Diagnosis. Back at the base of the tree, Incy Vinci worked tirelessly, examining each sample under a tiny makeshift microscope. Itsy Bitsy watched, fascinated by the intricate process. "It's a fungal infection," Incy concluded after hours of analysis. "The tree has been infected by a parasitic fungus that's slowly killing it." "Can we cure it?" Itsy asked, hopeful. "We can," Incy replied with determination, "but we'll need to create a special mixture to treat the infection. It will require precise ingredients and careful application." The two spiders set to work, gathering ingredients from around the meadow. They needed specific herbs, minerals, and even certain types of moss. Itsy's climbing skills and Incy's knowledge made them a perfect team. Chapter 6, The Cure. With all the ingredients gathered, Incy Vinci crafted a potent mixture designed to eradicate the fungus and heal the tree. The next challenge was applying the mixture to the infected areas, which were high up in the tree. Once again, Itsy Bitsy's climbing prowess came into play. Carrying small vials of the mixture, Itsy climbed back up the oak tree, carefully applying the treatment to the infected areas. It was a delicate task, but its steady legs and unwavering focus ensured that every part of the tree received the cure. Days passed, and the animals of the meadow anxiously watched the oak tree. Slowly but surely, the leaves began to regain their green hue, and the tree showed signs of recovery. The meadow buzzed with excitement and relief. Chapter 7. A celebration. With the oak tree saved, the meadow's inhabitants decided to throw a grand celebration in honor of Incy Vinci and Itsy Bitsy. The two spiders were hailed as heroes, and the story of their teamwork spread far and wide. During the celebration, Incy and Itsy stood together, accepting the gratitude of their friends. Itsy looked at Incy and smiled. "I never would have thought we'd make such a great team." "Neither did I," Incy replied. "But I'm glad we did. We've proven that even the smallest creatures can make a big difference." As the celebration continued, Incy Vinci and Itsy Bitsy knew that their adventures were far from over. The meadow was full of mysteries and challenges, and together, they were ready to face whatever came their way. Chapter 8. The Inventors Guild. Word of Incy Vinci's ingenious inventions and the heroic tale of saving the oak tree spread beyond the meadow, reaching neighboring fields and forests. One day, a group of spiders from a distant land visited Incy Vinci and Itsy Bitsy. They were members of the Inventors Guild, a prestigious group of arachnids dedicated to innovation and science. "We've heard of your remarkable achievements," said Arachnus, the guild's leader. "We'd like to invite you both to join our guild and share your knowledge with us." Incy Vinci was thrilled at the opportunity to collaborate with other like-minded spiders, and Itsy Bitsy, always eager for new experiences, agreed to join as well. The guild's headquarters was located in a magnificent old barn, filled with tools, materials, and inventions from spiders across the land. Epilogue. A new beginning. As the seasons changed and new generations of spiders took their place in the meadow, the spirit of Incy Vinci and Itsy Bitsy lived on. Young spiders, inspired by their tales, embarked on their own adventures, inventing new tools, exploring new heights, and always looking out for one another. The meadow thrived, a place of harmony and innovation, thanks to the enduring legacy of two extraordinary spiders. And so, the story of Incy Vinci and Itsy Bitsy became an integral part of the meadow's history, a timeless reminder of the power of friendship, ingenuity, and the belief that even the smallest creatures can make the biggest difference.